I'm very pleased to be joined by Mitchell Spinman on the 18th today. He's been a great help to us all week, and now we're on this final hole that's going to definitely have a part to play in this championship.
Oh gosh, the 18th hole of a major championship, it's everything, isn't it? And it's such a great finishing hole. It's straight, which actually is the hardest thing, I think, for anybody, but it's got a crosswind today. It's a different wind than what we've had all week. It's coming off the left. We talk about the wind off the left being a difficult wind for right-handed golfers, and the reason is that when you're coming into the ball, you come from the inside and the wind's coming this way. It's actually pushing everything to the right, and as inside swing path can already just start the ball to the right. So if you hit a shot and it goes a little right, it will keep on going. The wind's going to accentuate it. This wind's probably too strong to draw it back against, so you're going to have to aim down the left side now, swing across yourself a little bit, and what you don't want to have happen is get too far across it and pull the ball left, or hit a cut shot and spin it to the right. So the left-right wind, that's why it's hard, is the wind's coming off the left shoulder, club head's coming from the inside. So it's a fantastic hole because of all of the bunkers. I mean, there's a minefield of bunkers out here. Should we go and have a look?
Yes, exactly. There's lots to talk about. Before I get on to a lot of the things you've picked up, Jeff, have a little turn around and show us the tee up there, the 18th tee, because that is going to be a pressure shot today if you've got one shot lead going into the final hole of the Open Championship.
Well, it is, and I mean that's where your caddy and your strategy of what it is you're going to do, because you've knocked in one of these fairway bunkers, you cannot reach the green. I mean that's the difficulty of it here. Up there the fairway is only 20 yards wide, so you probably want to leave it a little further back. If you do that, your shot into the green is not what's really hard here. It's really just getting the tee shot in the fairway. We know the rough is pretty thick. First cut here is not too bad. You go off a little further. Again, it's going to be a challenge to get the ball on the green.
Okay, so let's take a look at a bit of this rough, Jeff. It's just behind you now. It's really thick. And as you've said, the wind has got so much to play because you've got to aim to the left, but you've got to be careful that you don't get swept over to this thick rough on the right-hand side. The left-hand side fairway bunkers might come into play. It's really going to have the guys thinking.
It is, and also as we do get up to the green as well, the wind has dried out the fairways here. It's playing a little faster and firmer, and the ball could run on through. We saw a couple of years ago at Turnberry when Tom Watson hit it to the back of the green. We remember when Gary Player hit it to the back of the green. So these greens dry out throughout the day. The guys get a little pumped up. So even a short shot, I mean, this is 415 or 420 yard hole. It's not a long hole. It's straight. There's no reason why it should be so difficult. The crosswind, the bunkers, the firmness, and the fact it's the 72nd hole of the Open Championship.
Exactly. So if it was you, Mitchell, I imagine your tee shot, you're going to want to lay it up somewhere around here, aren't you? What would you be taking off the tee?
Well, it's 260 to here, so that's probably a driver for me, but maybe a 2-iron or something for the other guys with a firm fairway. So, this is probably where you're going to want to hit the ball. You want to take those first three bunkers and this fourth bunker there out of play and finish here. It's the widest part of the fairway. So if we're here, going into the green now, I think we're probably about 140 to the front of the green. Pins on the middle right half of the green there. There's a slightly hidden bunker there just on the right hand side. But what a setting. You've got the grandstand down the left, grandstand down the right, the beautiful Lytham Clubhouse in the background. I mean, what a stage in an arena to have to come and if it's going to be your first major like Adam Scott's might be, or your second major like Graham McDowell's going to be in his first Open, or your 15th like Tiger's going to be, they're still going to take it all in. It will be a very emotional moment for anybody walking up this hole.
It will be, and there'll be a lot of people watching, won't there? I mean, there are already people in the grandstand, and that's because people are already coming through on this hole. Martin Laird, first man out this morning, has already finished his round, so there will be people trickling through here all day. And you talk about the tee shot, and we've been talking about the wind. I mentioned yesterday that on Friday this was downwind. Alvaro Quiros, we all know he's a big hitter, but he took the driver out and hit the path.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big hit, isn't it? I mean, he can blow it past all the trouble. That's probably the right play for someone like him. It'd be interesting to know if he made three, but there's many ways to play it. The key is you've got to get in the fairway here to leave yourself that shot. These bunkers are small, they're steep, you can't get out, you don't want to give it away, so it's that one shot to get it in the fairway. And then it's really just the pressure of the situation and how you've been playing to that point. You play different winds coming into this hole. When you get on 17 there, you're going to be a little bit more into the wind. 16 is downwind. So what makes these last few holes difficult for me is every hole is a slightly different wind. It's not the conventional links that goes in on the same wind and you get used to it. You're playing crisscross winds, and that can play havoc with your swing if you're not quite right.
Well, it could well do. Let's keep on walking because I do want to make it up to the green here. But talking of the bunkers, we've spoken of them a lot this week. They have now hopefully really properly dried out, which means they are a bit better to play from, but they're still not a trap you want to get into.
No, they're not. I mean, whether there's dry sand or wet sand, they're still difficult because of the depth of them. I think the wind here now and the sunshine has dried them out a little bit. But if you're on the shade side, there'll still be that little bit of dampness. When you're playing out of sand like that, you can't get a lot of spin out of the ball. So around the greens, the ball tends to run out a little bit more. And out of the fairways, just the depth of them. And you can't try to hit it too far. If you do, I've seen a couple of guys, I think even Luke yesterday, left one in the bunker. And that's giving a shot away for being in the sand. It's giving another shot away for leaving it in.
And that's Luke Donald, who we all know is a good bunker player. Jeff, you've got to turn around and soak up this scene. This is the amphitheatre of the 18th green. And just take a look at the clubhouse in front of you there. I think Jeff is showing you. And to the left or right-hand side, whichever you want to go for, Jeff, you can see the flags atop of the grandstands. And that just gives you an idea of the wind. And it is blowing left to right. The flags give you a very good indication on this hole. So that's pretty helpful if you're never too sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the wind's going to pick up as the day goes on as well here. And I think... with the wind picking up, it's everything to go. If you want to make three on this hole, you might do what Kyrgios is and hit the driver, get yourself down here, and quite frankly, you could putt it on the green from here. It's getting firmer and it's getting faster, so there's no reason why you wouldn't even want to do that if you were feeling the pressure. It's going to play more links style today than it has so far due to the firming up of the golf course, which I think is fun for everybody to see, and that we've got these breeze. So we're going to see a little bit more links golf today, a little bit less of the ball even spinning back.
That will be what everyone wants to see. And we've got to mention the weather. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it yet. Jeff's probably tried to show you as much blue sky as he can, but this is an absolutely gorgeous golfing day. It's lovely weather. Some people, though, will be wanting a bit more wind.
Yeah, and it might happen this afternoon. I mean, I think we are building up for that sort of major championship feeling of everything that we want, and the fact that it's gonna get windier. We can see the 18th green here. Look where the pin's, back there, which is good. It's giving the guys a chance to let the ball run on out past. We can notice on the right side that sort of slightly hidden bunker here. So what a setting to see what's going to happen later on today.
Okay, so we're on the green. You've seen the pin position there, as Mitchell said. It's back a bit to the right, but it's back middle right of the green. So new position as always. We've got to talk about putting and Adam Scott, because he has his broom handle putter, and this really is the time for him to try and snatch a major championship while he can use his favourite style of putter.
That's right. I mean, his game has certainly turned around through the benefit of using the long putter. We've all known that he's been a great player, but he seems to have upped it and won better tournaments through using the long putter and become one of the dominant players. He's now leading a major championship going into the last round for the first time. He's got the broom handle, as we like to say. We're not sure how much longer the rules are going to allow one to either have a long club or attach it to the body. So I think this is an opportunity he really has to get hold of, because in a few years' time from now, he might not have this putter to be able to do it with. So if his time is going to happen, it is now.
And if it is going to blow a bit more, how is the wind going to affect which type of putter you use?
That's a good point. I mean, the thought is if you're up so much taller, do you feel more wind? I think if it gets gusty, that would happen. I'm not sure that will be the case, but gusty wind, one's always thought it would be a slight disadvantage to be so tall when you're putting.
Okay, interesting. Come with me, Jeff, because we haven't quite finished yet. I've spoken a lot about the bunkers on the right-hand side of the green this week, but check this out. There's plenty more on the left-hand side of the green. So no matter which side you choose, you really can't avoid them, can you?
No, and it's a short hole, so if you've got a short iron into the green, these bunkers really shouldn't be in play. If you've driven into the rough, then you have less control over your ball, so you would do. I just think it's the sneaky one there over on the right side that's a little bit blind that might be if someone tries to hit a good shot. But again, the beautiful thing about this hole is it's so simple. It's not that long, it's dead straight, but it's the crosswind and the bunkers that just make it that little bit more difficult.
Oh gosh, well, let's see what happens. It really is going to be an exciting, intense moment. And one man that's going to be keeping an eye on the action with us is our other reporter, Simon Crabtree, who currently, I understand, is behind me somewhere. There he is in the grass, and he's got his seat. He's ready. And as with all these people to watch the final day, Simon, over to you.
The best bit was when you waved then, everybody started waving, so I just got lost again, but we're over.